So friends, we are back. So I've just taken off all the the taping from this bat, and while I was doing that, so I could just even also find one of the big blemish. So it feels like this has been like filled with a wood filler. Anyway, we just gonna make sure that this bat gets processed well, so that so we can see some adhesive marks of the branding stickers which has been like taken off from either sides. So I think this looks clean now. However, when I rub my hand over this willow, this is pretty uneven because of the bowl marks, which is perfectly all right. So that's not a point of concern. So now that when we have taken off this the taping, so we need to clean the surface. We need to give a gentle session of sanding, and post that we'll just oil the bat overnight. So without any further ado, let's start sanding. So just got a sander, an electronic Black and Decker sander, so you can just get it easily in the market, but you don't need to buy it just to sand your bat. You can even use the sandpaper. However, I've got this equipment, so I can use this one. So let's go ahead. So we are done with the sanding part, and now when I say that we are done with the sanding part, so it's actually done for two purposes. So the first one is just to take out the entire adhesive from the surface, and to make it a bit coarse, so that it can easily absorb the oil which we apply later. So I think we are good. So some parts of some of these adhesive they might like stick around, but that's not a concern because they're not impacting the play area. So let's go ahead. Sorry. So now that you can see that it's even and smooth, we need to apply oil onto the surface. I'm so sorry. Got a bad throat. So just to oil bat, we just need raw linseed oil. It's easily available in the market. So this is a very small bottle. Bought this for like it's a medium. It's made by medium bat manufacturers, and a 50 ml bottle it costed me around like 100 rupees, but it can be applied multiple times. So here I'll go. I'll just apply this oil gently onto the surface. We'll just do a generous pour. So sorry, I need to open it properly. Yeah, so generous little pour, not too much, and thereafter you can just take a normal sponge. And while I was sanding the bat, I just missed to tell you one very important point, that whenever you sand cricket bat, you always do it with the grain. So always sand it along the grain. You don't need to sand it like this. It's gonna spoil the grains. They may even split if it's not sanded properly. So now that you can see that when I've applied oil, the sheen it actually comes out. The color changes from white willow, it has now turned into honey golden color. So that's very important. So evenly apply it generously. Just do it on the edges as well. It's not required, but just to give it an even tone, just like this. Apply it on both sides. It's also the purpose is just to protect the edges. So this is a taped bat, but the best way is just to take off all the stickers. Anyway, I'm doing it for the sweet spots right now, for the most important areas. So you can see bat looks in great shape. See, it's all white. Now see that, what happens when we pour this raw linseed oil onto this bat. Generously apply at both edges as well. So now that you have given a one generous coat alongside the grain, now for oiling you can just give that swab across the grain as well. You can just do it across the grain so that the oil percolates inside evenly. So you just in the zigzag motions, just try to cover the entire face of the bat or whatever area is available to you, like this. Just put some more oil. A bit more. Yeah, that's it. Circular motions. So the point is just getting enough oil so that it can bind the grains. They don't split up. You can do it on the spine of the bat as well. The back of the bat. Just to get even coloring. Although it's not required. Just strengthening the willow. You can see the color changing, right? So this oiling will bind the grain at the same time. What it's gonna do is, it ensures the moisture of the grain that it stays inside, it doesn't come out, because it gives a protective film onto the surface of the bats so that it can prevent all the moisture going out. And this can be done every season, the sanding and the oiling of the bat. So you can do it in the middle of the season if you play really hard. Else before you start your season, you can just do it with your favorite bat. So now that you have seen that we have done one coat of oiling, you can see this brilliant color. Now we need to keep this bat in upright position like this for at least 12 hours so that the oil percolates inside, and once the oil percolates inside, it seeps inside, then you can start knocking your bat, and it's the normal procedure. You can just refer my previous videos and the bat would be good to play. So I think it's a helpful video, and again, a word of caution: never take an unprepared bat for a game. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in other videos. Cheers, bye.